Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for a very compelling opening statement, and I think it is incumbent upon all of us to remember the names of those students that you said out loud, and our job here to make sure that students like them across the nation get the kind of help and support they need from the federal government. So thank you very much for that. Let me begin by asking you about the department's steps to improve student loan programs, like addressing the longstanding problems in the income-driven repayment program and the public service loan forgiveness program, forgiving loans for borrowers ripped off by for-profit colleges, including many in my home state. But there's significantly more work to really fix this, our broken loan system, and make sure that it works for all of our students. I've been very clear that this administration should extend the current repayment pause until 2023 so you can get all of this work done. I wanted to ask you this morning, what is the department doing to comprehensively address issues in our student aid system, from students filling out the FAFSA, initially applying for the aid, through the borrowers making their last payment or having their balance forgiven?
Thank you for that question and for an opportunity to share with you. We are really, as was described by your opening comments, addressing a broken system. Yeah. The system is broken. So as much as there's conversation about student loan forgiveness, we take the work of fixing a broken system very seriously at the Department of Education. What we don't want to do is end up in a situation where 5 years from now we have the same problems that we have today. Our FSA office is really improving services, providing an on-ramp with better communication, better support for our borrowers, better communication. We're upgrading systems that haven't been upgraded in 45 years to make the process much more user-friendly. The simplification process for FAFSA is underway, as you know, and you've been advocating for. It has to be simpler. I've met too many students who, by 6th, 7th grade, decided that college is not for them because their parents are afraid of that process. Imagine the talent we have in this country that's untapped because students are afraid of this process. We have a responsibility at the Department of Education to address, in my opinion, a system that isn't working for students and for borrowers. And we've done a lot of work to address loan forgiveness for those who deserve it, like for the public service loan forgiveness. Right. For the thousands of borrowers, 408,000 borrowers that have total and permanent disabilities, who's eligible for loan forgiveness but never got it. We're fixing that, but we're also improving the college scorecard. We're improving FSA Office of Enforcement. We're doing a lot of things to improve systems that are broken, and part of that is what you brought up, making sure the system works for the borrowers and they can get information quickly and easily.
You recently announced plans for this new student loan servicing solution, unified servicing and data solution. How will that make sure we have better accountability and high quality service for student borrowers?
Well, what we're going to do is be more engaged in the outcomes of those services. We have very high expectations, and we're going to make sure that we have rigorous standards for those companies that partner with us to engage in. Obviously, we're going to communicate with our borrowers directly, and we're going to hear from them on the progress of that. So increased oversight, increased accountability, higher standards, better communication with our partners, and more communication with our students is how we're going to determine if it's working. Okay.
In my minute left, I just wanted to ask you about the backlog at the Office for Civil Rights. We have rising caseloads, large backlog. So I was glad to see actually that the President Biden budget requested an increase. But just tell us quickly, what's at stake for our students and parents if the Office of Civil Rights doesn't get a boost in funding?
Well, we've seen an increase during the pandemic, especially of cases regarding students with disabilities, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we're serving our students and our families who are concerned that their rights were violated. We need to have additional staff to address this backlog and address the increase in cases.
And that's what that additional boost is for?
And that's what the fund is, the request is for.
Okay. Thank you very much.